So there's a lot of guys.
We are live.
I've talked to a lot of guides, and just drinking at camp. And so do you want to drink or do you want to hunt? We went up for spring bear last time. That's the first time we did hounds, and we were getting up at 5 a.m. So it's one of those things is like, you get these guys up there that want to do it all, but you can't drink until 4 a.m. and then expect to do anything worth a crap the next day. So you get these guys that like use going out to the mountainside as an excuse to drink because they can't do or drink like that in front of their spouses. It's just not how that works.
Right.
And then you get up there and you got these guys that are just getting trashed every day till 3 a.m. and it's like, and then they also want to wake up and go hike 3 miles. Get up 30 minutes before sunlight, which is in 30 minutes, and go hike in 4 miles and kill a 400-inch mule deer or something ridiculous and be tagged out the first day, so they keep drinking. It's just like
that's the plan every time.
you don't
we're going to go out. Here's the problem: is West Texas ruined me. Right. Well, even deer hunting. The perception of what hunting is, I get it's geographical for sure. Here, every opening day, I could shoot a deer every year. Not a buck that I would want to shoot, but I can guarantee you I can shoot a deer every year on opening day and be, hey, I've got meat in the freezer. I'm done. And then you start. I don't want to say it's just the predators, but you
only get one tag. you get one.
Yeah. Well, it's not just the one. It's, are you going to see one? Are you about to put down some hellacious work for nothing? It just turned into a glorified hiking trip, hiking with a rifle. And you may never actually see anything. Your best chance is to be... Your best odds are to be as physically viable as you can be, so not staying up till 3 a.m., right? Drinking or doing whatever is always the smart move. But when, like I've said before, most guys don't, that 10 days, they might only get that once every 5 years. And so they're trying to take full advantage of it.
That being said, if you want a trip where you're drinking till the sun comes up, spring bear is where it's at. Baited spring bear without hounds is where it's at, because you get to stay up till 3 to 4 drinking, go to bed, wake up at 10 or 11 o'clock, run baits out if you want to go with the guide to do that, because you have a chance of shooting one off the bait when you walk in, because bears just move when bears move because they're lazy. Then you come back, take a nap, eat lunch, get back to the bait that you're going to be hunting that's most advantageous to try and kill a bear at 3 in the afternoon, and sit till 11 o'clock when last light is, and then come back out, get back to camp, wolf down dinner, start drinking.
Yeah.
So, but when you go out there and you're doing hounds, that being said, some places will run the hounds and you can sleep in.
Yeah.
So, but it's all about what you want.
On some of that stuff, the canned hunts, where you don't have to show up until there's a bear in a tree.
I don't have any knowledge on that.
Yeah, it's dumb. It
sounds like it's going to vary state to state, but...
Well, I'm talking Idaho in particular.
Well, you just have to have the hunter with you now when you're running hounds?
It's a percentage, and I'm not going to quote a percentage because I don't know, but it's a percentage of the hunt the hunter has to be present for now. And so... But how do you gauge a percentage on something like that big bear last year, right? That was 14 hours of hell.
Dude, that was the last day of the hunt.
The logistics of that hunt alone. I know what I wasn't on the hunt, but I know what I was doing outside of the hunt to
I wasn't even the hunter.
Big bear. It had to be his, right?
No.
Not the little one you took.
Listen.
Shots fired.
Listen.
That's a hyena. I have never... I run their Instagram and Facebook page. I've seen a couple thousand trail cam photos. Never seen one like that.
He's a cool looking bear. But I have a Revenant story and nobody else does.
You're gonna get it mounted holding your car keys, holding the bowl so you can put your car keys in it.
That's what's. I'm gonna put them inside of the gas station.
Are you gonna mount that rifle like underneath it?
I'm probably.
He's got to run over it with a truck again.
I'm probably gonna whip that thing off a mountainside. If that gun has one more problem. Well, I already voided the warranty because Henry told me.
You were told.
Yeah, I was told that if I fixed a rifle that I sent in to be fixed, that the warranty was voided. As a gunsmith, I would void the warranty, and I said, okay. Well, I'm gonna void that warranty then, because I sent this company my rifle, and it came back broken in a completely different way than it went to them. What was broken got fixed, and then it was broken in a completely different way that I really can't even imagine.
Look, hold on, hear me out. There's a number of times we can run over that rifle with a trailer where it'll get fixed again. We just have to figure out what that number is.
Figure out what that number is. Yeah. I think the
That's why
rifle.
you don't lean them up against tires.
I think the barrel would bend. I can't believe the magazine tube didn't bend.
You got the handguard, but I agree with you.
It went right over the handguard and the receiver and the optic. The EOTech, I mean, kudos to EOTech. That thing held up great, and it was only a couple inches off zero after getting run over by a trailer.
I remember Anthony spotting you when we were trying to re-zero that, and I was looking at a completely different rock, like 4 feet to the right. And I was just like, I don't know, man. Like, where are you guys? And Anthony's like, are you drunk right now? Like, what? It's 10 in the morning. Like, we're over here. He's like, that rock over there. I was like, oh.
He's like,
oh.
Yeah. He was like, you're not hitting it. Like, I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm blasting that thing.
Like, up 2 clicks and never the right 3 clicks.
Joe would have had me shooting that thing to Albuquerque.
Like, we're out of ammo. We got to figure out more ammo. We got to go down to Sportsman's.
We're gonna fix that.
Remember when I told you, like, hey, take 4 boxes of ammo. Joe, there's no way on earth I'm ever gonna shoot 4 boxes of ammo. I was like, Jake, just hear me out.
Sometimes you got to re-zero.
It's just like
more often than not.
It's like I was like, crazy shit happens. I don't have. Like, I can't explain it. Just trust me on this. Thing or two. So I had a thing or two happen. Take 4 boxes of ammo.
The next Oryx hunt, I'm taking 10 boxes of ammo. The next Oryx hunt, I'm just taking.
I'm gonna beat you with a stick. We're out there, and I put Walmart sells these little shell holders that go over the butt.
They don't fit on my rifle because of the riser.
Yeah, in the back, weird rifle. You can't just be like, I don't know. It's fine. I mean, you only have 13 pockets on your vest, plus a camelback with a pocket that can carry whatever. Yeah, all right, fine. Keep putting them on the rifle. Anyway.
Listen, there was a learning experience.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay.
Hey, Jake, you should probably do this. No. All right, buddy.
I have told you since the day we started hunting together, but the day we started hunting out west together, let me fail on my own.
Like, you can tell me. I might be telling you that because I've already learned that lesson. I don't feel like you need to learn it.
If you fail on your own, you don't have like a good story or blame, like push off on somebody.
Right. I mean, it's just my fault, but that's okay.
Rifles go in the hand, over the shoulder, in the truck.
What? I
said rifles go in the hand, over the shoulder, or in the truck.
Yeah.
What's funny is I literally took a photo of that.
Lay it on the ground.
No, he leaned it up against the front tire, and then I took a photo of it.
Yeah,
and I was like,
the last person to see it alive.
Right, and I was like, photo. I was like, just 4570 things, right? Because it's just in the mountain, 4570 leaning up against a tire, Duramax. It's a mountain truck, like background stuff, right? Drive 20 minutes down the road, like I can't find my rifle. Like. Pull over. We'll check the razor and the enclosure, or the not the razor, whatever. The UTV.
We got way down the road because it was a hike back there.
Yeah,
and there was a camper in that same gravel lot.
You left it. So
we were. It was 30 minutes down the road. 30 minutes, right? Then 10 minutes to search the truck and the trailer, and then and the UTV, and then 30 minutes back, and it was laying there.
Yeah, thankfully.
How many guys were with you?
Just me, him, and Anthony. Okay. But people, anywhere on the weekends, there's like a flat spot where you can put a camper or like one of the camper in the back of the truck shell or a tent.
There's people. And there was a camper set up, and I was like, that rifle's just laying out in the open in the middle of this gravel lot, and the only people there are in that camper. And now I'm preparing to fight some old people to get my rifle back.
Right. That's very easy. You probably could have just been like, hey, I dropped a rifle over there. Like, yeah, here you go. Look at this.
Or they'd have been like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then it's in their camper. And now we have a significant emotional
You can
event.
expect extreme physical violence in the near future.
Yeah.
Turns out that old man just had nothing to know what you were talking about. He just beat the brakes off an old man for no reason. Going to jail
that
now.
part of the story. Drove off like a half hour down the road and had to come back to it.
Yeah.
Like game warden pulls up. He's like, "You looking for a 4570?" You're
well,
beating
I
the
was-
brakes off an old man.
That was a concern, is that we would get back there, and that I was more worried about.
That guy that doesn't go 5 feet from his camper except for to grab firewood.
Well, no, I was way more worried about some douche from the Forest Service rolling up and being like, "Oh, you look, a rifle," right? Versus some random picking it up, right? Because most people are too off put by guns.
Shoe on the other foot. What do you do if you find a random rifle like in the gravel parking lot? You just leave a note on a piece of cardboard like, "Hey, found your firearm. Text my hidden reach."
Yes, I mean something like I want to get it back to where it's supposed to be.
I have a story. Anthony has a story about that.
Yeah, his 300 round.
Yep. Went disappearing for like 4 or 5 years.
And then found it, and then somebody found it
Some
walking.
old man found it sticking out of a snowbank, walking his dog, and then held on to it for like 3 or 4 years. And like, because he carves all his like kids' initials and stuff, and his hunt logo and stuff, and his board when he's bored into his like rifles and stuff. And he goes, "I know that outfitter. You missing a rifle?" He goes, "Yeah, about 4 or 5 years ago. Why? What's up?" He goes, "I'm on."
Yeah. I got this. Found it.
Cleaned it up.
I had a shotgun get left down in Crittenden at the trap fields. At Crittenden. It wasn't a crazy gun, but it's sentimental. My grandpa, it was the last shotgun I got from my grandpa. And it got left. I ain't going to name names, but there were 2 people in charge of loading that car back up, and they forgot a gun. Anyway, I didn't notice it for a couple days because I don't clean my guns right away after something. Noticed the gun was missing, and a guy down there had picked it up, took it home, and when they went, the 2 that were responsible for loading the car went back down there and asking around. And that guy straight up was like, "Yep, I found it, took it home, cleaned it, I'll bring it back to you tomorrow." Like,
If you just like get your life together, that'd be great.
it was. I'm not going to go into this on camera, but
You got to think, like, this gun hasn't been cleaned in a while.
We're supposed to be talking about hunting, and now we're talking about how you lose rifles throughout a mountainside. Can't take you anywhere. This is how this turned into this.
When we start our outfitting business, this is going to make us money.
what, losing rifles?
You're definitely going to want to come with our services.
So now we're starting an outfitter.
we will find you an elk, but we will lose your gun.
Lose a client or 2. It's optional.
Happens.
As long as you come back 50%.
I think honestly, maybe not down there, but up north, if you don't have at least a 15% injury rate, I feel like you're really not pushing it. Like you're really not getting into those areas.
Talking about.
Now we're talking about injury rates.
Yeah. Like if 15% of your clientele isn't just absolutely getting wrecked.
Just got to stab one randomly. Just keep them on their toes.
Well, you did it backwards. You did client stabbing a guy.
It is cowboy.
You're not wrong.
Like, it sounds like in bear camp, though, you look like a rock star. I want to stay up,
sure.
I want to drink.
Baited bear camp, yes. I have yet to do like a spot and stock bear hunt, which is going to be the same as like elk hunting, which actually is what I'm getting ready to do in August down there in New Mexico.
Worse. I feel like you're going to be moving a lot in New Mexico down there. I feel like you're going to be really moving after them.
So Mexico does not have the greatest black bear population density from what I've gathered, but the mountain range that we're going to.
Hold on. pin in this. Do we know who does? I do.
I know Idaho has great.
Highest
It's
density
the
of
highest
black bear?
density of black bear in the world.
North Carolina.
No.
Cali, because they don't get hunted a lot.
North Cali. North
Yeah.
Cali has the highest density of black bear on the planet.
See, I thought you were going to throw a curveball and have.
It's to the point now that the bears are starting to push the mountain lions out because the mountain lions kill something.
Dude, I was talking to the game warden at Fish and Bliss and range ops guys, just because back when I was stationed down there.
Yeah.
I don't remember the mountain range, but I could point to it on the map and pull the name off the map. There was a black bear that they tracked because it was ear tag that came down out of like Rio Doso area and made its way across like the desert plains and across 54 and then made it up to this mountains. And it was they found the black bear impaled dead with an oryx horn through its rib cage.
Oh, wow.
The range ops guy did, and he showed me a photo of it. And I was talking to Anthony about it just randomly one night, and he's like, the only reason that thing, it had to be a sow with cubs, is the only reason it would attack an oryx, because the oryx are so big.
Yeah.
So maybe it was, I guess it could have also been a boar if the oryx had babies and it was trying to snatch up a baby.
Yeah.
But he was saying like they're not just going to go fight each other. But the range ops guy found that, and then they also found, I guess there's one big tom, because oryx over in Africa fight lions and they kill lions. They also die. There was one big tom that they found was hunting oryx that had to be a substantially very large tom in that same like little area. There's this one cove that they go to. It's an impact area that you have to drive on the designated like range ops roads, and only range ops is allowed to go back in there. But they kept finding oryx skulls with teeth crush marks from a lion. And so I guess that was just a lone tom just out there picking off oryx, which is just after being in Africa and standing behind lions that are legitimately 9 feet long, and then mountain lions get big,
but they don't. Yeah,
they don't get that. They're not 450-pound lionesses like in Africa that are as long as this table. It was pretty freaking wild.
Well, it's wild to see like mountain lions, especially lowlands, like down there in the desert and stuff. That's not going to be a huge. You wouldn't think that that's going to be a huge cat. And so, I mean, taking down an oryx, I feel like a pretty big undertaking. I'm not saying it's not possible or anything.
No,
but that's a ballsy cat.
Just like anything you get good at.
Remember when I found, I still have pictures of it, and I never heard back from Texas Parks and Wildlife. Left me on red about it, but I 110% believe that I have pictures of gray wolf tracks out there in that desert.
They're in, I don't know how far south they are, but they're New Mexico Fish and Game has them documented.
Gray wolves? I know the Mexican reds are coming back pretty heavy.
That might be what I'm
Southwest
thinking
Texas
of.
New Mexico.
Though every time I see them, they post them up. So
But
probably
they're not
gray.
much bigger. They're about roughly the same size as a coyote. Gray wolves are like what is in Idaho.
Okay. So, and then they also have a moose that's got a nickname that they have that keeps, I want to say it like came down in like Ross Creek. They keep tranking it and dragging it out of town. And at this point, it's costing them a significant amount of money. And then it just beelines right back into town. There's like a couple of moose running around New Mexico that like they're having trouble dealing with just because like they like to come hang out in town. So they trank them and drag them back out of town, and then they just follow that North Sea King arrow right back into town. Dude, a couple years ago, one guy was like, "Oh, there's a moose. I'm on my private land in New Mexico. Moose aren't on the fishing games.
They're not a game.
You can't buy a tag there, right? Because they're kind of new and they're pushing down in." And so he like meg dumped one. New Mexico Fish and Game threw the book at that dude.
Really?
Oh, dude, yeah. He's like, it's not
Are
on.
they protected?
No, but like they were pissed about it,
Right.
like because it's one of those things. Is like I guess Kentucky's got a weird workaround with elk. If I were to see one up here in my backyard,
You could get an out of range tag,
right? But they don't have anything like that for moose in New Mexico,
right?
And then shortly after that, it's probably somewhere. It might have been before that. They're like, okay, we're starting to see moose, and they probably put a blurbs like, you're not allowed to shoot moose. It's one of those things like if you don't go out of your way to know that though, and you're just like,
well, especially in New Mexico where you don't.
Moose aren't a viable, huntable species at that point.
Right, you see a moose, what do you...
So we messed up by putting it on Facebook, I guess.
mean, that goes into the whole, like, Bigfoot thing. If you saw Bigfoot, would you shoot him? And
there's one state where you can buy a Bigfoot tag. And it's like one, it's a conservation thing, but two, it's like a, hey, I have a Bigfoot sportsman tag. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like a goofy thing, but you got to be careful with that because you're also now monetizing that.
Would you shoot him?
There's a lot of...
It depends on how human he looked, I guess.
Then there's another couple of things like the caveat off of that, like giving information, like we're talking 600 yards, we're talking 200 yards, are we talking from me to the table? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are the circumstances around? I need more information.
You're glassing elk. You see Bigfoot, right? Drinking out of a mountain lake.
The answer is
700 yards down.
The answer is not no.
What do you do with
the
that?
The answer's not no. Because shoe on the other foot, I'm sure there have been some guys that have made some questionable life choices that put on gorilla costumes and went out in the woods and a hunting accident occurred. It's like, it is not as well known stories, but I'm sure they're out there.
What's crazy is the probability of that is not zero. Right? The likelihood that somebody has been shot in a gorilla costume trying to be Bigfoot is...
The answer's not none.
It's not none.
Sean, can you Google that? I feel like I've heard a story.
Right? Like
the
answer's not zero. Are you shooting Bigfoot?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm shooting Bigfoot.
Like, it was crazy.
Well, so this is what it would take, though. I mean, this is also my issue with Bigfoot. You don't get anything that big running around and not just absolutely leaving sign everywhere.
Yeah.
Even the AI generated Bigfoot videos, that dude stopped. Those things stop through the woods.
Funny. Yeah, they're so great.
Like
all the cryptic stuff. That's the one I feel like.
And I feel like its excrement is going to look very human like. So first you're going to be like, okay, who's shitting in the woods? Everywhere, right? Assuming they're that big, they eat a ton. I would assume they lots of food going in means lots of food coming out. Mm-hmm. You're gonna find poop.
Nobody's found a skeleton.
Nobody's found a real skeleton, right? I don't.
And then there's like no credible source. Everything's like grainy videos from the 90s.
Yep.
It could be like, okay, that's a bear walking upright for a couple of steps.
Like I've had some weird stuff happen in the woods, but never Bigfoot. Yeah. And there's people like we know somebody personally that has a pretty crazy, believes to this day that he had an encounter with Bigfoot.
He said bears make some fun noises, and if you didn't know any better, especially like a bear standing up at night, like rubbing a tree near your camp.
You know who makes fun noises? Pine martens. Pine martens make fun noises.
We both had experiences.
There have been people killed.
There have been
dressing up like Bigfoot. I don't have an exact number.
The answer's not none.
I knew that had to happen.
Montana and Texas.
Huh.
Mess around and find out.
Yeah. I feel like that's going to be in the Darwin Awards for.
Oh no! The consequences of my own actions. What good can come of this?
Well, that's like what happens if you run into you're out there 8 miles off a road somewhere in Idaho and you run into a furry convention. Right. But what if they're like super realistic though? You're like, oh, that's a whitetail.
That's justified. That's just self-defense. There's not a court that's going to be like, yeah, you're good, man. Get out of here. Like, hey, don't do that again.
Don't do that.
Yeah, we had there's I don't know how many sightings now, but there's black bear confirmed in Cincinnati. And like there were people calling and like there's a big dog in the backyard. And it wasn't until they had like ring cams to show. Like
Jack down in Warsaw He says about every 10 years they get one on camera.
What?
Black bear, like stomping around down the farm, just passing through. Every 10 years, roughly, they get one that'll show up on trail camera.
That'd be something.
They've owned that for 40 or 50 years now.
I know
They're
at some
coming
point.
back. It's crazy though, but like here in well, it would make sense why you would track a bear from Kentucky or West Virginia.
You got them everywhere,
Ohio.
but here you got them in up northern Ohio and stuff, and then you got them down south in Tennessee and everything pushing in. Like
Right,
they're all around.
Find its range. He's gonna get out,
cruising for food.
but it's great. Like just the perception that like how many people were calling like. There's a strange looking dog walking through the neighborhood. Like, that's a black bear.
And the amount of people that are like, they'll see a deer in their yard and it'll be like this, right? Like, there's this giant buck. It's like, you get out more, man.
What are you talking about? That's a shooter all day.
That's at least 140 inches right there.
That's what I would
Just
call
that
it.
one side.
That's
There's nothing wrong with that buck.
Dude, so I was in Idaho last fall before I went on deployment, and I was up there and I was hanging out with one of Anthony's buddies, Don, who's a firefighter or a cop. Anyway, he had a deer tag in his pocket, and so in Idaho you can shoot from the side of the road as long as you're like not on the road. You have to push. So we were driving by, saw like 130-inch mule deer, like a 3x3 across the creek in the flat. 100-yard chip shot. So if you stop the truck, it's going to think something's weird because it's a main highway and it's going to scare it and run off. So what you do is you slow the truck down and then the guys get out and the truck gets off. And then we hopped over the guardrail and got down the weeds right there on the side. And I had his rifle on my shoulder because we're on an embankment like that off the side and like going down in the creeks, like sitting there kissing my boots, and I got his rifle across my shoulder. It was just 308, and he's sitting there and glassing it, and he's like, I don't know if I should or shouldn't, and I'm like, Anthony, he ended up passing on it, and then he ate tag soup. His tags decided what he wanted to do, because there are plenty of freaks out there in that area, but then it was like the second day of the hunt. Like, I'd have been happy with it, but we get back to camp, and Anthony goes, what happened? And he goes, well, he's like, I didn't hear a shot. You guys, I was like, Don decided to pass, and it was probably like 130, maybe 140-inch 3x3 plus eye guards. And he goes, how do you judge small deer like that? And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, it's like, I can't judge deer that small. And I'm like, well, that's all I shoot, so I don't know. He's like, I can, like, 160 and up with, like, kickers, extras and stuff. Like, I can tell if it's a 220, 210, 190. And I was like, yeah, you do this for a living. I shoot small deer, homie. Like, thanks. He's like, I just can't tell small deer like that apart. I'm like, can't relate.
Yeah, you gotta be blessed to be smacking a 140 whitetail in Kentucky. I know guys that do it.
Plenty of people that do it every year. It's just not me. Can't figure out when I can't figure it out. I just wish I was good at hunting.
It's one of those things. It's we have a buddy that shoots decent deer every year with the least amount of effort.
We call that high fence hunting.
It's just hunting power lines. It's virtually the same thing, but you want to talk?
It's a guarantee.
Your all-dad hunt, perception is reality. Like, that was a free-range sheep hunt, but that went better than some of the other than it being
some high fence.
Better than it being 19 degrees and miserable out. Like, I've had worse luck on that than on high fence hunts. Like,
no, that was a very good hunt.
Worked out.
And we'll get you back on at some point to go over that whole endeavor.
I will never talk about that. You hear me? No. I always try and film our hunts, and Jake always gives me so much. He gets mad when he sees the camera, like, because I like pull out my phone. He'll like be like talking, turn around, and see me like this, just like sitting on top of my vital harness filming, and he's just like, "Really? You got to do that?" And he's always super happy afterwards because like I'll get it 3 weeks later or 3 days later. I'll be like, hey, can I get some photos from the hunt? right? He's like, and he knows I take great photos and stuff like that. And then his all dad hunt. Like if I would have pulled that camera out, I'm pretty sure like he would have found something to hit me. Like a tumbler would have
come across his face.
Yeah, a tumbler would have.
Rifle.
Getting him out of the truck was successful. A tumbler would have come across that cab of that truck.
Oh, it was a miserable time, but I think most of it's a miserable.
You want to talk about a miserable time? Me trying to get you to apply for hunts. Hey, New Mexico's open. I don't want to apply for anything. Okay, when you're not going to have any tags this fall. It's like draw results came out for New Mexico. Yeah, what'd you get? What hunts we going on? It's like, Jake, I'm going to beat you with a stick.
No. This is the thing, and I think it's to each their own thing. Just like with, I don't play hard video games, right? Because if I get the chance to sit down and actually play a video game, I'm not trying to make it stressful, right? I don't want it to be a bad time. I will not let hunting become stressful. The second it becomes stressful, I'll quit.
You still gotta, you gotta pay to play, or you gotta.
I'll hunt whitetail every year for the rest of my life in Kentucky and not stress about it. Am I bored of hunting whitetail in Kentucky? You bet.
So you gotta apply for those tags. The biggest, hardest thing is getting a tag in your pocket. And I always tell people, they're like, well, I don't know what I... Right? This is in spring. This is February. I'm applying for tags in the fall. It's like, I don't even know if I'm going to be in the country, but I'm going to do it with a tag on my pocket. You got to apply for the tag. You got to pay to play.
Down though. It's like, I had a teacher in high school, like, why don't you make goals? And I'm like, because I don't like to let myself down. Like, you just applying and being brokenhearted.
These guys... last spring was the first time they applied for like the Oryx hunt, and then they're all like boo-boo lip when they didn't get the tag, and I'm like, first time? Like I got 7 states I got applications in, right? It's like and then
well, did you hear you heard what Idaho was going to do?
I know of it. They haven't really officially, to my knowledge, released anything.
They're going to crank down on the non-residents, and it's all going. From my understanding of it, is it's all going to a draw.
I mean, that's what everybody else. They're the first state that I've like. That's like a golf scramble.
Yeah,
where you enter in the line, right? And this year was the first year I've legitimately understood it, because last year all the elk tags sold out, and you and I were like chatting on the phone with our laptops open, and we're like, oh, okay, screw this. Like, didn't know that people can like send their tag back in, and then they have 5 or 6 subsequent draws from people turning tags back in over the year, of which the next one's coming up here soon. But I mean, it makes sense because like I've applied to a lot of states, got a lot of points in a lot of states. I ain't never seen nothing like that. Like, I was like, I don't want to call it ghetto. It was neat. It's cool because you get instant gratification of whether or not you're screwed.
Yeah.
And there's no, but like I saw that coming. They're just getting to the point where
I think that's probably on the back end logistically a nightmare to deal with. Not the
old system,
the current system.
Yeah, it's because like the website's crashing and stuff.
Yeah, and
I was like looking at it, I was like, this is a little ghetto. Like it's cool because you know immediately, right? Like I called you. We were on the phone this year. Mm-hmm. After pulling teeth to
and
get you
I
open
had
up
to
your
get
laptop.
Off the phone, like I had to work. So like I had to get off I had to like, what am I supposed to do here? Like I have to get off of this.
Mm-hmm. It's like you have to sit there. Like I was in Africa with my laptop open, right? And like it's like 3 a.m. and I'm just waiting for the countdown timer for my number to get pulled so that I can like go in and try and grab whatever tag I want. And I'm sitting there, right, with Onyx open. And like I got like my buddy's computer open, like pulled up, and I'm like, all right, we want to be in this area for logistics support. Like, all right, this is where we're going. It was like that tag, yeah, that one. All right. And it's like all right. And then like we're on the phone with each other trying to like coordinate getting a group to the guys have tags remotely in the same area. Luckily, we all got the same unit for this October.
Thankfully.
So
it'll be a good time.
It'll be a good time.
But
in between the beatings and the running over rifles.
Hopefully we're not running.
Did you get that rifle back?
The rifle that I'm taking might not survive that. The stock probably wouldn't, and the barrel's so long it might
Taking
bend.
the plastic stuff.
Yeah. All my hunting rifles, except for that Henry, are
Synthetic.
synthetic. Wood just, it's too heavy. It changes.
My Kentucky deer rifle was it's got a aftermarket wood pressed laminate stock on it, and it looks really pretty. Is that pressed laminate or is that just?
That's laminate.
Yeah, and it looks super pretty. It looks great, but like it's a bullshit deer rifle that looks cool. That I'm not taking on anything substantial. It's a good truck gun to have as a backup to the
No,
back.
I've had to retire my
as long as
deer
it
rifle
works.
for going out west. That $300 Savage Axis has done more than some $10,000 custom built guns
great,
I've ever done.
great zombie tower gun. But
But all right. Well, we're gonna wrap this up.
All right.
So, thanks for coming in. We'll get you back whenever you have time.
Make time for us.
Go over some, yeah. Whenever you can put up with us peasants from your big ivory tower in Texas.
Yeah,
Or you'll have to come down and see you in Texas.
that sounds like a very, very doable option.
Yeah.
I know he's dying. I'm dying to get back.
Oh man, I miss it.
I'm ready.
I love El Paso.
I'm ready.
So, all righty.
Appreciate you, boys.
Yep. See ya.
Thanks.